Floods caused passengers traveling to Dar es Salaam to be stranded on the Arusha-Moshi Road. The late Bishop of the Assemblies of God Church and CCM Special Seat MP Dr. Rakatare has been laid to rest in Dar es Salaam. And in sports, the coronavirus has affected a planned meeting aimed at resolving differences in the Tanzania Amputee Football Federation. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Hundreds of passengers traveling on buses from northern regions to Dar es Salaam were stranded for 6 hours after the Arusha-Moshi Road was flooded with water caused by heavy rains. 2 people are reported to have been killed by the floods. The floods came from Malula village in Arumeru district, Arusha region, near Kilimanjaro International Airport in High District. The High District Commissioner Lengai Ole Sabaya said the floods have caused massive destruction on road infrastructure and crops.
The caravat is small, forcing water to pass over it. We urge the government to do some renovations, at least to put bigger caravats and make necessary amendments, because this is now a big road and many vehicles pass here. These waters are coming from the highland, causing this border between Hai and Arumeru district to be flooded. We have been here for 3 hours. One truck is stuck and another vehicle have fallen. That is why we took the initiative of blocking cars from passing here until the situation is pleasant enough. All responsible organs are here to make sure that they find a solution. The only persistent problem is nature. Water is still flowing heavily from the highlands.
The body of the late Bishop of the Assemblies of God Church in Mikocheni B, Dar es Salaam, and CCM Special Seat MP Dr. Rakatare has been laid to rest in an area of the church. Bishop Dr. Rakatare died on the 28th of April this year at the age of 69 due to heart problems and pressure.
She was like a mother to me, my icon. I have learned a lot from her. I urge you that her absence should not be the reason for conflicts. I pray for unity in the family and at the church. If we will collaborate, I believe that everything will be easy. We thank God for allowing us to lay the body of our beloved mother in peace. It was not easy, but we thank the government for their support. Honestly, the Reverend has left us with heavy duties of fulfilling the work that she began. Reverend Rakatare worked hard for the people of Kilimanjaro district with her outstanding social work and supporting Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM party to the point that you can now locate the green Kilimanjaro district. She was indeed a philanthropist to be remembered.
May her soul rest in peace. Amen. Now, Inspector General of Police IGP Simon Siro has directed defense and security organs along all borders of the country to make sure they conduct operations day and night and ensure no foreign nationals enter the country in order to protect residents living near border areas from the coronavirus. IGP Simon Siro gave the directive when inspecting houses for police officers at Magogo area in Geita region.
I urge Tanzanians living near the borders not to allow a person who is not Tanzanian to get into the country because of the impact that they might bring to our country. The police force, together with other security organs, should carry out operations in those areas. With the current situation, everybody must protect their citizens and their country. If a Tanzanian will be found guilty of protecting illegal immigrants, will be dealt with according to the laws. We thank God for contributions that were done by some stakeholders and managed to construct a few buildings until at this stage. We also thank the IGP for bringing to us iron sheets and other materials for finishings of these buildings.
Some residents and traders near Amana Hospital in Ilala Municipal have said they fear the coronavirus will continue to spread quickly after witnessing some patients escaping from the hospital. Ilala District Commissioner Sophia Mdema has confirmed that some patients forced their way out of the hospital without permission and that measures are being taken to trace their whereabouts.
My opinion is that this hospital to be turned into coronavirus center was not a wise move because this hospital is at the center of the city. I could have preferred for such cases to be transferred to centers which are a bit outside the city. Patients of coronavirus must be well guarded within their center. With such information, people living near the hospital have run away from their homes because yesterday a scene was witnessed of security officers chasing patients. It is true that there were patients who wanted to be discharged by force, alleging that they are not sick and demanding to go home. If you are taken to the center, even if you're just suspected, you must be contained at the center for close observation until proven otherwise.
The government has intervened and set sugar prices in the country after some dishonest traders decided to hoard the commodity and increase prices, which have been hurting consumers. Speaking in Dodoma City, the Minister of Agriculture, Japhet Hasunga, said sugar prices will be set according to the distance of regions. For example, the sugar price in Kigoma and Katavi regions is 3,000 shillings a kilo and 2,000 shillings a kilo in Dar es Salaam. Members of Parliament have advised the government to use its institutions and village governments to identify nationals as well as ensure national identification cards are issued timely in order to prevent challenges faced by citizens, particularly in border areas when they are told they are not Tanzanian nationals. The members of the Parliament gave the advice when contributing to the debate on budget estimates for the Ministry of Home Affairs for the 2020-2021 financial year.
Village governments should identify their people instead of leaving out people to suffer. They can easily identify illegal immigrants. People from Kagera have suffered enough from such issues. There is need for the government to send immigration officers to end the humiliations and sufferings of people living the border areas. According to work plan of 2019-2020, the ministry has achieved several things, including registering and identifying over 2 million people, making NIDA achieve their objective by 86%. We've also managed to repatriate over 8,000 Burundi refugees willingly, reduce congestion of people in custody, with over 2,000 prisoners being imprisoned outside our prisons.
31 passengers and employees of the bus belonging to Dar Lux Company from Dar es Salaam, who had been quarantined for 3 days at Bukoba bus terminal in Kagera region, have been released. The passengers and bus employees had been quarantined following claims that there were 2 passengers with coronavirus in the bus. Bukoba District Commissioner Deodatus Kinawilo said that no one on board of the bus has been found to be infected with the coronavirus.
From the people that we took yesterday, the results came negative, meaning they are healthy fit. And the rest of the passengers that were held for observation have also been released today. I can confirm that in Bukoba region we are still safe, but let us all cooperate in adhering to measures of controlling spread of the virus. There was a patient who sent a message to the Ministry of Health that he was not feeling well. When we entered the bus stand, health officers blocked us from continuing with our journey, where we were all tested and kept in a quarantine until we get the results of passengers whose body temperatures were high. We all complied with the directive. Luckily, the results came out negative and we are now free.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, Kenya has confirmed 17 more cases of the new coronavirus, bringing the total number of the confirmed cases to 320. Cabinet Secretary from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, said that 12 of the new cases are from Mombasa, while 5 are from Nairobi. She also confirmed 6 more recoveries, bringing the number of recoveries to 89.
Quarantine measures are the core of our plan. Our plan was informed by the World Health Organization guidelines and global best practices on the need to isolate suspected cases of exposure to the virus. Since we suspended international travels and tracing of contacts, the approach has moved towards controlling community transmission. And we are aware that this issue has generated a lot of debate. We want to make it clear today that contracting coronavirus is not a crime. All of us have a potential risk of contracting the disease. And that is why we have come up with measures and guidelines to ensure that we are all able to control transmission of this disease.
Rwanda has recorded 153 cases of the coronavirus since its outbreak in the country, with tests carried out on 1,032 samples in the last 24 hours, showing that 3 people have been infected with the virus.
The main strategy right now is to emphasize uses of masks. Every citizen is obliged to wear masks, with several companies that have been certified to produce masks. It is our belief that in the next few days, enough masks will be available in the markets at affordable prices. We don't have money to buy masks because many of us are not working. We just stay at home. We can barely have money to feed our families. How can we manage to buy masks?
And the National Electoral Commission in Burundi has said that preparations for the general election expected to be held on May 20th this year are progressing well as the required facilities to be used during the election were imported before the coronavirus outbreak.
Voting equipments are ready. We are fully prepared for our general elections. Luckily, all imported equipments were purchased a long time ago, before the outbreak of coronavirus. So far, I can say we are ready to go to the ballots because Seni is there, well equipped, and voters are there, giving us confidence that elections will be proceeding in Burundi as scheduled.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. Green gram farmers in Manyoni district, Singida region have benefited from the crop after selling at the profitable price of 1,350 shillings, up from between 800 and 500 shillings at the first official auction, which was operated online.
Today the price is 1,355 from 400 shillings that is bought from farmers. It is a huge gap. In this case, I can believe that there is no farmer who will sell their items to middlemen. I am happy that for the first time this system is officially launched in Singida region. Right now, farmers have got a right price of their green gram produce, which is 1,355, is a huge price for the crop.
The Ministries of Industry and Trade and Finance and Planning have been urged to protect local industries by ensuring imported goods do not enter the country without being taxed. The call was made by a local investor of four industries in Mwanza, which were inaugurated by President Dr. John Magufuli in September last year. Lamek Airo.
Semea kwa mfano hizi glucose. Wenzetu Kenya wanatoa Egypt.
Our fellows in Kenya import glucose from Egypt, which is not charged tax. We import glucose from India and must pay tax. How can you compete with such people? People will be tested at the gate. If one is found with higher temperatures, will be allowed to go to the hospital and check if they are okay. Lunchtime is 12:30 p.m. At the canteen, do not sit in groups.
And Tanzania Private Sector Foundation, TPSF, in collaboration with youth groups which benefit from loans issued by district councils, have called on the government to discuss with financial institutions on the possibility of reducing interest rates on their loans, as many businesses have closed due to the coronavirus pandemic.
We are calling on the government to either stop or reduce interest rates so as to allow traders to adjust in their businesses so that they could be able to accommodate the current situation. Before the outbreak, we used to sell 50 to 100 chicken per day, but right now things have changed. We are selling between 5 to 10 chicken per day because our main customers were restaurants and hotels.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from captain, Marquinhos. He did lose to Len.
And in sports news, the National Sports Council has failed to meet as planned earlier to discuss on differences within the Tanzania Amputee Football Federation due to the coronavirus pandemic.
The meeting will not take place due to the corona pandemic because the pandemic hinders gatherings. We will not meet them in those 14 days because we need to meet different stakeholders to get different opinions on the matter.
Former GBC World Champion Ibrahim Klass is undergoing training as directed by coach Habib Kinyogoli, with his management planning a fight for him after the coronavirus pandemic ends.
God willing, when the corona pandemic ends, everything will return where they were. I'm sure I will rise in ranks in Tanzania. I still have 3 stars, so I protect my brand, which are at a good state, and my management is preparing a huge fight after the pandemic, which will be global. Everyone will see it.
4 Arsenal stars have been spoken to by the club after photos emerge of the players flouting social distancing rules amid the countrywide lockdown, with the coronavirus pandemic still in full swing around the globe. Here's the story.
Nicolas Pepe, Alexandre Lacazette, David Luiz and Granit Xhaka were the players warned, with club record signing Pepe having been filmed playing football with several friends in North London, while the Ivory Coast international shared footage of another game with friends on Instagram. Centre-back Luiz and midfielder Xhaka were seen together in Southgate, while Lacazette was caught on camera standing very close to a car valet who had been brought in to clean the striker's Audi in his driveway. Lacazette's actions sparked questions as to whether hiring such a service was essential in the current lockdown. An Arsenal spokesperson has confirmed the various incidents, telling The Sun, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We'll be speaking to our players."
Thomas Partey has held talks over a potential transfer to Arsenal at the end of the season, according to his father. Here are more details.
The Atletico Madrid midfielder has been on the Gunners' radar for some time, and there were initial discussions held last summer of a potential switch to North London. Partey remained with Atletico but has continued to attract interest with some exceptional performances for Diego Simeone's side this season. Speculation has continued to link him with Arsenal throughout the campaign, and now his father Jacob, while speaking on the Ghana-based True FM Sports World Show, has revealed that there's a chance his son could join Mikel Arteta's side.
And the Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius is close to cancelling his contract with Besiktas after a dispute over unpaid wages.
2-year loan in 2018 has filed a complaint to FIFA saying he has not been paid since the Super League season was suspended last month, and he wants to terminate his contract. It is the second time he has reported Besiktas at FIFA, having been owed a 4 months' pay last season. That dispute was resolved, and it appears the latest fallout will be settled without FIFA's intervention. The parties are close to mutually agreeing to cancel the 26-year-old's contract, with Karius receiving €400,000 in outstanding salaries.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching, and good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
Wataalamu wetu tayari wametueleza